New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. New Thought Radio, music from all your favorite New Thought artists. From Jamie Lula, Karen Drucker, Gary Lynn Floyd, Ricky Byers, Daniel Nahmod, Eddie Watkins Jr., and many, many more. 24/7 New Thought Radio. Positively inspiring. New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Live from a secure concrete bunker somewhere in Ohio, New Thought Media Network presents Pastor Michael Mangus with Friday's Fireside Chat, spiritual conversation for today. Here he is from the secret radio room, surrounded by thousands of watts, Pastor Michael Mangus.
Well, good evening to you and welcome from across the United States and also around the world. It is time once again for another fun-filled, thrill-packed, and guaranteed always exciting edition of the Friday Evening Fireside Chat here on your New Thought Media Network. I am the Reverend Michael Mangus. I am broadcasting this evening from the secret radio room surrounded by thousands, and I mean thousands of watts. And I could use a few more thousand. Inside the top secret concrete bunker that is so fortified that only one person knows where the concrete bunker is located. No one else, especially at Reverend Dr. Robert Brzezinski, who's been out of town this week. And I've had to take all the tech calls, especially him. We don't ever want to tell him where the top secret bunker is located, and we're going to keep it that way. Well, hi there. We do have a wonderful show for you this evening. Good to see everyone. I know that we've had some folks check in. Again, thank you so very much for being with us this evening. Please feel free to interact with us by posting your comment either on Facebook and or on YouTube. And again, all my shy people out there, I know you're out there. Get a hold of me this way, right there. pastormichaelmangus at gmail.com. pastormichaelmangus at gmail.com. I don't have time during the show to read your emails. However, go ahead, send me one. I'll read it during the week. So the purpose of our fireside chat, again, is to talk about contemporary issues from a New Thought perspective. And that, as I keep saying week after week, I want us all to have a new thought about what is going on in the world. And more, I hear people say, well, I'm just going to go ahead and just turn off the news and not have anything to do with it. It doesn't affect me. It does. It does whether you like it or not. And one of the concepts that we talk about at our centers is oneness. So if we are all one, then let's be a part of bringing about a world that does work for everyone. All right. Once again, by popular demand, from the formerly great state of Tennessee, originally from the greatest state in the 50, West Virginia, we have divine science minister and co-host of the Friday evening fireside chat. A big round of applause for Reverend Jeff Radcliff.
Come on, get here. Give me the love. Give me all the love.
How are you?
I'm surprisingly okay, considering it's been a weird week, not only in the news, but just personally. I've had some issues that I had to take care of, including getting a repairman out here to look at the air conditioner. I have a dual system heating and cooling thing, and the AC went out. And I was like, this is an expensive piece of equipment. I hope it's not an expensive repair. $145. And $90 of that was labor, and $10 went to the formerly great state of Tennessee, who always has their hand out for taxes. But I was just happy
that on repairs.
Yeah, that was,
that's ridiculous.
It was crazy.
Sorry, that's my opinion, but
hey, I got the AC going now, and it's starting, and I need it because now it's starting to get hot down here. Now I don't know what it is like for you guys up there, but I've got my daffodils blooming in the yard. I've got that damn Bradford pear tree, which is an invasive species, blooming over across the road. It kicks up people's allergies like nobody's business, and they're very unstable trees. They can fall over at in a high wind. So,
right.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting because the neighbor keeps his cows over across the road. I'm waiting for one day when one of the bulls gets conked in the head with the Bradford pear just falls over on top of him.
Right.
But we'll see. But it's been a wild week this week, I'll tell you.
Have you ever gotten a estimate on a tree removal, or ever had a tree go down in
That's not my property. I don't give a shit how much it costs. No.
That's his first cuss word this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Probably not the last.
And not an F-bomb either. So there you go. What about them fucking apples?
Well, that's one of the ones that you had designated for this evening. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we all know why you're here.
Yeah.
It's not for the Friday evening fireside chat. Oh, no.
Nah.
It is for Reverend Jeff's story of the week.
Now, I sent you some striking pictures that we're going to use later today. Did you like those? Those were cool, weren't they?
Well, now, again, I went ahead and I sent all that to legal.
Yeah.
Including your story. What now?
You looked at them, though, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I thought that they were very nice, but you don't like me to tell people.
No, I don't.
To give them a clue of what your story is.
Right.
So if I tell anybody about your story, I have to be extremely vague about it.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Okay.
But they were nice pictures there, right?
Yes, they were, and our overworked and underpaid legal department here at the New Thought Media Network,
who are just like the rest of us, overworked and underpaid.
They reviewed your story this week.
Okay.
And their response was, it's very wavy.
Yeah.
That was their response. Now, legal did not think that you needed any F-bombs for your story. However, after reviewing the news this week, legal
They knew I was
spun
going to
the
let
wheel
loose
of
anyway.
F's. What now?
They knew I was going to let loose anyway.
Legal spun the wheel of S because Reverend Dr. Robert Brzezinski, as we were talking about pre-show, that he was down in Nashville, Tennessee.
He was in my neck of the woods. Do you know that little peckerhead did not even bother to come visit me?
Nor any of the board members of International New Thought Alliance.
Yeah, I know. None of them came.
And you're a lifetime member too.
I am. I'm like totally pissed. I'm just gonna have to write a letter or something.
You know,
do me a favor, please, and take down my banner.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, we're still not done with your story of the week.
Well,
we spun the wheel of F's.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay. Because Rev Doc was out of town. Yeah. The number it landed on was
55. Oh.
And 10. Considering the news of the past week, legal has given me permission to grant you another 5. And after going through the news this afternoon for 4 hours and going, I think that Reverend Jeff's going to need more than these. You may need all of them. Now, you only have 9 left because you used one already.
Yeah, I just used one.
Okay. But you may need those 9 plus go into your bank of 150 F-bombs that you have banked away.
Yeah.
In these.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, I haven't seen a whole lot of news today because I've been so busy. I'm going to be guest speaking at Center for Spiritual Living Midtown in Atlanta on
Shameless
Sunday.
Plug.
Exactly. And I was working on my talk today, and I got to finish it up tomorrow because I'm only about a third of the way through.
How many hours of prep time do you take for a typical sermon?
Probably 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
So I used it all up today, so I'm going to have to do at least another couple of hours tomorrow.
Now, I hear that some of these mega church pastors spend up to 8 hours or more on sermon prep.
It's times like this that I miss being a Pentecostal preacher, because I could just get up and let it fly, wing it, and I don't feel comfortable doing that as a New Thought minister, and I'm not sure why. I haven't explored that, but I feel like I want to be a little more scripted and a little less free and easy with things,
Well, we are going to test your biblical knowledge this evening.
Oh,
especially of eschatology. I knew I was going to mess that up. Eschatology.
Okay.
You mean you're not going to tell them what it is?
No. Google's a thing, y'all.
Eschatology. You'll explain it.
Eschatology.
You'll explain it
if you need to know how to spell it.
In just a moment.
This is going to mess me up too, because I'm in Central Time and CSL Midtown is in Eastern Time, and they start early for me anyway. And then we're moving the damn clocks.
Well, again, it is that time of year.
It is.
It's time to spring forward into daylight savings time by moving the clock back 1 hour.
No, you're moving the clock forward 1 hour.
Forward 1 hour. Why did I have that? Okay. Moving the clock forward. I'm sorry. See, that's the reason why I have a co-host.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, we're moving the clock forward.
I got to be careful with this stuff.
Why?
Because last year I sprang forward and I pulled something. It's a muscle I think I'm probably never going to use again, but I might. And so, I got to be careful.
I am not going to touch that with a 50-foot pole. So, do you know why we have daylight savings time?
Oh, Lord. They said it was at first they said, well, the farmers needed it or whatever for the crops.
No.
And then they said it had something to do with the war effort in World War I or something like that. And then they tell you something else, and then they tell you something else. I don't know. I don't give it.
Well, the goal of daylight savings time is to ensure that you have more daylight hours in a day for a number of reasons, but primarily to save energy. There's also been arguments that, what now?
And it's bullshit too, because we don't save any energy.
There's also been arguments that having more daylight hours benefits public safety and health. Daylight savings time was first introduced in the U.S. in 1918 during World War I, and it was known as wartime. It was then abandoned after the war as there was no financial need to continue it at the time. But daylight savings time, as we know it today, began in the U.S. with the Uniform Time Act of 1966. Only it started on the last Sunday of April, and it ended on the last Sunday of October. Now, the one thing, now you're going to faint here. The one thing that myself and Donald Trump agree on is that we need to eliminate this altogether.
I agree. We tried doing daylight saving time year round in the 70s, and everybody hated it. They didn't like it. And so we went back to switching back and forth. But people don't like that either. And you've still got people who said we need to go to daylight saving time and just save it. And by the way, your little picture there is wrong. It's not savings time. It's saving time. So
okay.
Yeah. So let that be known.
Let that be known.
Yeah, everybody hated it. But yet now they're all clamoring for it again. And I think they're wrong.
Well, we're here to tell you both reverends, don't forget to move your clock forward. Yes. 1 hour Saturday night, or you will be late for church on Sunday morning. And this is, again, that when you go, that what'll happen is that you may get this next picture if you show up 1 hour late. You may get pastor staring at his watch with you coming in late.
That would be me. I would be in the pulpit. I would be speaking. And somebody comes in late, and I'd call them out on it. That's what I would do.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
It's time for the news.
Strap in. Make sure that that seatbelt is fastened.
It's going to be a bumpy night.
It's going to be a bumpy ride. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Sin Information Network, it is time for the news. Reverend Mutt and Reverend Jeff reporting. All right, now don't get upset at this first picture, okay?
Okay.
There he is, acting all presidential down at Mar-a-Lago. Doesn't he look serious? See, what happened after the... What happened? Get on with it. What happened after the show last week was that then all hell broke loose. Maybe we should have just stayed on.
We should have. Another hour, and we could have broken the story wide open to the whole New Thought community.
But here it is, our no new wars president, who campaigned on that topic, this time goes ahead and lights the fuse in the Mideast, along with the Israelis, and starts bombing Iraq, with the conflict now in day 7. This is what we know now from CNN. U.S. President Donald Trump says that there will be no deal with Iran until unconditional surrender. The president also told CNN that he's not concerned whether Iran becomes a democratic state, and he is seeking leadership that will treat the U.S., Israel, and the Mideast allies well. Now, the one thing that we have seen happen this week is that gas prices have gone up, on average 30 cents around the country. But as the war disrupts the global energy supply in the Strait of Hormuz, Trump says that he's not worried about soaring gas prices. Of course he's not. He doesn't have to go out and fill up his car. Meanwhile, 2 of the largest shipping companies are no longer accepting cargo bound for the Persian Gulf. But wait, there's more. Donald Trump told CNN on Friday that Iran's leadership has been neutered and that he's looking for new leadership that will treat the U.S. and Israel well.
Yeah. Set that to shit to music. He also told us that the nuclear facilities that we totally obliterated back a few months ago, supposedly they grew back faster than his ear.
Reverend Jeff.
I've been waiting to use that line. I'm going to tell you.
So he said that Iran is not the same country it was a week ago. A week ago, they were powerful, and now they're indeed neutered. And then on the same phone call, he goes ahead and he said that Cuba is going to fall soon. On the same phone call. Now, wasn't there another raid this week?
They went into Bolivia?
Bolivia, mm-hmm.
I think this man whined and cried and bitched and moaned about how he wanted the Nobel Peace Prize, and now he's starting armed conflicts all over the freaking globe.
Well, this week, Trump had said that he'll soon make a choice between these 2 gentlemen, Senator John Cornyn, the incumbent, and the state attorney general, Ken Paxton, who is no saint, by the way, who is pushing for the Save America Act. And this is the reason. Again, I wish I had a good Trump impersonation, but I don't. But I'll try. It says, we have to save voter ID. We have to have proof of citizenship. We have to have no mail-in ballots except for the military, illness, disability, and travel. We have to have no men in women's sports. Now, what does that have to do with the Save America Act? Oh, I added those 2 things, and we have to have no transgender operations for youth. This is all stuff to rile up the base. Mm-hmm. What a bunch of craziness. In addition to require the voter ID in the federal elections, the bill would also mandate documentary proof of U.S. citizenship to register to vote in federal elections. What I'm telling everyone is this: make sure that you have a real ID. When you get a real ID from your BMV, that it says right, there's a star on it or some type of designation that you have shown citizenship. It's right on, and they put it right on your license. So anyhow, He later added on X, I kept my word to Texans. I was one of the first sponsors of the Save America Act. And I agree with President Trump that the Senate must pass it now. That's what Senator John Cornyn has says. Any comment, Reverend Jeff?
No. I don't trust myself to make a comment.
Are you up for ordination?
I'm kind of more concerned about how all this news and information got out before it was actually taking place. Did you hear that an attorney, a guy named Mark Garagos, was in, oh my God, what's the name of the restaurant? Joe Stone Crab in Washington, D.C., and overheard 4 people at the next table talking about how tonight was the night we're going to bomb Iran. And that was hours before the bombing started.
Well, there were hints, though.
Well, there were hints. He was sending troops and stuff over there, but this was earlier than I think that they had probably planned on, and I'm sure that they didn't expect the news to get out the way that it did, because this Mark Garagos guy went on to a podcast, I can't remember whose now, and broke the story that he heard that that this was happening. And then, as it turns out, I guess there was also a memo that got leaked. I saw a story about that, but I didn't have an opportunity to read it before the show started.
Well, quickly before the break here, there is a growing toll of casualties in the war. The U.S.-Israeli strike has killed more than 1,200 people in Iraq and also 217 in Lebanon. The strikes have damaged more than 3,000 homes across Iran. Now, this is the one thing that the press was told this week by Pete Hegseth, was that you need to not emphasize the amount and the amount of military casualties. That's bad news. Don't emphasize that. Emphasize only the good stuff that we're doing in Iran.
Yeah, particularly when they're killing little schoolgirls.
Well, again,
hear about that.
Right. So since the U.S. and Israel launched coordinated attacks on Saturday, at least 6 American service members. Now, those are 6 that we know of. They may be hiding deaths.
That's
what do you think?
Possible.
Well, again, that the White House has not ruled out that the U.S. military carried out a strike hitting a girls' elementary school in the southern city of Manab on Saturday, killing at least 168 children and 14 teachers. And you'll never believe this, Reverend Jeff. Russia is aiding the war effort by providing Iran with intelligence about locations and movement of American troops. Do you believe that?
I don't know, because you froze up during part of that. Okay, Who is aiding?
I'll say it again. Russia is providing Iran with intelligence about locations and movements of U.S. troops.
Well, that's to be expected.
Much of the intelligence that Russia has shared with Iran has been imagery from Moscow's sophisticated constellation of overhead satellites, one of the sources said. It is not clear what Russia is getting in return for the assistance.
Probably troops, because they're out of fighters, I would say.
So what are they going to do? They're going to ship troops from the Revolutionary Guard. They're going to ship them over.
Who knows? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Has Kim Jong-un sent any more North Koreans over? I haven't heard. All I know is that most of them have been killed in battle.
Well, Tim has said here again, and Tim is kind of my guardian angel. He watches out for me, and he also chews me out. He says, "Spring ahead and fall back."
Mm-hmm. You need to be a little more diligent on that. He sent that like 20 minutes ago. No, more like 15, but still.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we all know why you're here. It's not to hear me.
Jeff bust your chops.
Well, that's one of the reasons why. But we are here right after the break with Reverend Jeff's story of the week.
Week.
And it's wavy. All right.
Get on with your bad self.
All right. Well, hi there. Good evening. It is a Friday evening fireside chat here on your New Thought Media Network. Good to see everyone this evening. And I would like to remind you that coming up this Sunday, live and in living color, we're going to have our service online here from Akron to the world, summitcsl.org. For more information, go to that website, summitcsl.org. There you will find information about our wonderful Sunday gathering online at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific time. Grab your cup of coffee, your tea, your espresso, or if you're in Reverend Jeff's house on a Sunday morning, your Irish coffee.
There you go.
With good stuff. And we have one of the best services, I believe, in New Thought. Now, this Sunday, we will have as our very special guest speaker, noted author and healer, Dr. Carol Ann Drick. So go to summitcsl.org for more information about our wonderful service. All right. It is time for that thing we call a break, where we go sell a few things, and then we will be right back. This is the Friday evening fireside chat here on your New Thought Media Network.
Please help us say thank you to all of our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Center for Spiritual Living United Life, Sunshine Cathedral, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Universal Joy Center, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Home Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. On behalf of New Thought Media Network, thank you, and please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, come be you. Come expand your spiritual journey. Join us for Just the Talk, Sundays, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Experience Unity Kitchener and Ottawa. Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Unity of Garden Park, New Thought Philadelphia, the Sunshine Cathedral, Unity of Savannah, and the Om Center for Spiritual Living. Come unleash your spiritual potential with New Thought Media Network.
The views and opinions expressed by Pastor Michael Mangus are generally right. However, they are his own and do not reflect the views and opinions of New Thought Media Network, Centers for Spiritual Living, or any other person living or dead. As they say in the 12-Step Recovery Program, take what you like and leave the rest. Here again is Pastor Michael.
So while Rev Doc, you Reverend Dr. Robert Brzezinski, was out of earshot, I made some decisions this week that I think I'm going to get yelled at about.
So how much money am I getting? How big's my check going to be?
Pretty big.
All right. Okay.
A lot larger than the last one.
Oh, good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Children of all
non-gender,
ages.
it is time this evening, once again, for the award-winning Reverend Jeff's Story of the Week. And here he is, probably to chew me out about the slide order.
No, nothing about the slide order. You just wait until I name the actual thing.
Well, you tell me when you want the slide
All right.
to come up. I did not pass psychic training very well in
I
home
know
systems.
you're about as psychic as a brick.
I think the brick's better though.
I'll cue you in.
Oh,
Okay. Now here's the thing.
hopefully I have a cue. Go ahead.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Today's not really a story so much. I happened to see something online that I thought was really interesting, and I wanted to share it with you in case you had never heard of this. You know, architecture is such an interesting thing, and no matter where you go in the country, no matter where you go in the world, there's always going to be buildings that are really striking, and people are just awestruck by some of them. Architecture blends art and technology. It's expressed through the built form. And a lot of designs focus mainly on function, and some give equal weight to visual impact. And a strong example is the Wave building complex in, I now looked this up to see how to pronounce it, and I think I'm still going to mangle it, Vejle, Denmark. Go ahead with the first slide, Michael. Sculptural design and practical housing come together seamlessly. This was a building that was designed by Henning Larsen's architect, inspired by the Sydney Opera House, and it comprises 5 wave-shaped residential towers rising above the edge of the Vejle Fjord. It has 105 luxury apartments, and the entire building complex is like 150,000 square feet, and each building unfolds in an undulating sequence. That's the word I wrote, undulating, creating a continuous rhythm, and the curved silhouettes echo the rolling hills that surround the city. And I think I actually got a picture from another angle that shows some of the hills in the background. It also mirrors the constant motion of the water beside them, because they're right there next to the fjord. It's positioned directly on the waterfront, and it's visible from both land and seas. And it's more than just a housing complex. It's also helped redefine the shoreline. They've got public walkways and a pier that connect the complex to the city, so it encourages both residents and visitors to spend time by the water. And it's just a modern landmark. It's a symbol of contemporary Danish architecture that's rooted in a natural setting. Now, here's the cool thing. In 2010, The Wave and Henning Larsen Architects won the prestigious architectural prize, the Leaf Awards, in the multiple occupancy category. And Leaf stands for, oh my gosh, give me a second. The Leading European Architects Forum. But the thing is, this is given by the Europeans, but any architectural company anywhere in the world is allowed to participate. So the Leaf Awards can be won by just about anybody. As long as your building was built between January of the previous year and May of the following year. Because like for example, if you started your building in 2010, if it was done by May of 2011, you'd be eligible for the 2011 awards. So, it's kind of like a year and a half off. But architects worldwide, buildings located anywhere in the world, are eligible for these LEAF awards. And this was one of the winners. And it's just such a striking building, or set of buildings, I guess you'd say, that I had to share it. There's so much drama, there's so much negativity, there's so much fear going on in the world. And Michael and I are always telling you need to keep your focus on what it is you desire for your life instead of what you don't. And what better way to do that than to look at some pretty architecture? And so that's why I chose this as my story of the week.
And again, that was Reverend Jeff's story of the week. That's why I said it was wavy.
Yeah, isn't that a cool building though?
Those are cool buildings, yes.
Yeah. So I'm like, wow. And to be on the water, but yet still have a view of the mountains on the other side. I mean, who could ask for more? You don't even get that in Miami. All you get's the ocean. You don't get any mountains. But if you go to Norway, you can have it all.
Right.
Plus, they have free education. They have universal health care. They're happy people.
Well,
I'm ready to move.
That's very socialist of you,
I know.
comrade.
No. It's democratic socialist of you.
Oh, democratic socialist.
That's the difference. And
All right.
I'm ready to move to Norway. What else you got for me?
So is a lot of other people. Tim was telling me this week, Tim Davison was telling me this week that he knows of a couple that is moving to Portugal.
A lot of people are moving to Portugal. I saw an article about that. It's like one of the top expat destinations now. Ireland, Portugal, and there were a couple other places. I can't remember.
So the reason that we're mentioning the war is, again, let's all pray for peace.
Yeah.
Let's us all know, again, the high watch. Let's all, and again, New Thought survived 2 world wars. So I'm going to do a little more searching the archives at Unity Village about this, but I really believe that it was prayer that got them and also our country through that very difficult time. All right.
Well, you know that the prayer for protection, the Unity Prayer for Protection that was written, oh my God, drawing a blank. Who wrote that?
James Dillett Freeman.
James Dillett Freeman, yes. He originally wrote it for World War II.
Okay.
And then also they printed cards and sent to the guys when they were in, I don't know if they did it for Korea, but I think they did it for Vietnam. Sent them cards with that on there. It's the only prayer that's actually been taken up in a spacecraft, in space shuttle, but it was written during wartime.
We will get through this, folks.
We will.
We really will. So now there's more. And this is the story that Reverend Jeff is going to have to use his eschatology knowledge about.
Okay.
U.S. troops were told that the war on Iran was all a part of God's divine plan. Watchdog alleges. Religious Freedom Group says 200 troops have sent complaints of superiors using extremist Christian rhetoric to justify the war. U.S. military commanders have been invoking extremist Christian rhetoric about biblical end times, that's eschatology, for those of you who didn't know that, to justify involvement in the Iran war to troops, according to complaints made by a watchdog group. The Military Religious Freedom Foundation, the MRFF, says that it has received more than 200 complaints from service members across all branches of the armed forces, including the Marines, the Air Force, and the Space Force. Now, why would the Space Force? There's some things I don't think we know about, Reverend Jeff.
Yeah.
So one complainant, identified as a NCO or a non-commissioned officer in a unit that could be deployed at any moment to join operations against Iran, told the foundation in a complaint viewed by The Guardian that their commander had urged us to tell our troops that this was all a part of God's divine plan. And he's specifically referred to numerous citations out of the book of Revelation, referring to Armageddon and the imminent return of Jesus Christ. So these military leaders think, along with our Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, they think that they're helping usher back Jesus Christ. Your comment, Reverend Jeff Radcliff.
First of all, Scripture says that nobody knows the day or the hour of the second coming. Here's the thing. Nobody taught anything about the second coming until the 1800s.
Right.
The rapture, the second appearance of Jesus in the sky. Oh, no. That is why you will not find many Christian denominations teaching this, except for the really fundamentalist ones, because it's not in the Bible.
Right. Well, no, hold it. No, Reverend Radcliffe.
There are references that scholars are talking about, but those were for the people in Jesus' time who were expecting him to come back like immediately, not 2,000 years ago.
Reverend Radcliffe, what about the book of Daniel? What about the book of Revelation?
What about them? Those are...
doesn't that contain prophetic prophecy?
The Bible is not to be taken literally.
Right.
It was not, first of all, it was not written for 21st century people. It was written 2,000 years ago and up after that for a nomadic people, who had finally settled down and started doing something. It was there for the, and for the small little churches that were springing up all over the place. It was not meant for us. It was meant for people back in the year 50 AD, whatever.
And what Jeff is referring to, again, is current Bible scholarship that is taught to probably, I would say, 85 to 90%
probably
of the seminarians out there, but they don't dare mention any of this from their pulpit because that they may tick someone off in their congregation, and there goes their job and their paycheck.
That's the thing. That's the thing. But this was, and I can't remember the guy's name who actually came up with this back in the 1800s, but he was piecing together all these little verses and prophecies and things, and kind of sort of put it all together. But it was not taught in traditional Christianity until 150 or so years ago.
Right. And again, that is current Bible scholarship.
Yeah.
So Pete Hegseth going ahead and again trying to fire up the troops, say, hey, we're doing a holy war here.
Yeah. And
Not
instead what he fired up was a bunch of people who aren't traditional Christians, or maybe they're part of another religion, or maybe they're atheists or whatever. It doesn't matter. The fact is, he's out there pushing this stuff on them unwanted. It's not. I don't know that they can use the argument of separation of church and state, but if you are a federal employee, and a military person is a federal employee, they are a federal employee, you're not allowed to proselytize your candidate during political election time. You should not be allowed to proselytize your religious belief to people either.
Well, once again, I saw that story this week, and I said, I have to bring that up to Jeff.
Yeah. Now, here's what I want to know.
Okay.
Because I keep seeing people calling Donald Trump the Antichrist.
Okay.
Well, if you've read the book of Revelation, and if
Right.
you've read, like we used to say in the old days, the back of the book, I just want to know, who's the whore of Babylon?
Reverend Jeff.
Oh, it gets better. It gets better. Because it's got.
Well, since you are the Bible scholar here,
we need to.
Who do you think is the whore of Babylon?
We need to repent and go in another direction, because I'm going to get myself into a whole lot of trouble. But I will tell you this: I saw somebody sent me a meme.
Whore of Babylon. You had to go there. Go ahead.
Somebody sent me a meme that had a really cool picture, and it said, "Well, Trump is getting his regime change in Iran, and he's picked a successor for the Ayatollah Khamenei." And it was a picture of Melania with a black turban and a black robe and a beard. So I thought that was pretty cool. But something else that happened this week.
Yeah.
We could tie this into the whore of Babylon or not. It's up to you folks. Wherever you take this, that's on you, not on me. I'm not saying anything. But Trump fired Kristi Noem.
Well, that's my next story, because I reserved this for the last one because I wanted to end on good news.
Okay, yeah, because it's the first damn thing he's done right, and God only knows how long.
Yeah, but he didn't. The only reason he did it was because
he wanted that moron put in there. I can't remember his name.
No, it's because that Kristi Noem made him look bad. And after a year of controversy, Kristi Noem's fate was sealed over just a few days. It started with a heads up from the Hill. So Senator John Kennedy started asking questions of Kristi Noem. And then he delivered on his plan, unleashing a series of questions about the $220 million ad campaign and contract that Kristi Noem gave to a friend who went ahead and put an LLC together 8 days earlier, and how that squared with Noem's stated promise to root out waste from her agency. He had asked more than once whether Trump approved that spending spree before Noem provided a direct answer. Yes. That was a fateful answer. And that response was the embattled cabinet secretary's final straw. Kennedy got a call from Trump later that evening. The president, Kennedy told CNN, was pissed.
Yeah, but you know what? He didn't really fire her.
No.
He moved her to somewhere else. I mean, what the hell?
Well, he moved her to be the special envoy for the Shield of America.
Which is what? He said it was a new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere. What the fuck does that mean?
That's two. Well, I'll tell you what usually happens, though, in this administration is that when he fires somebody else, when he says you're fired, he goes ahead and he gets someone worse.
Yeah.
So Trump picks a fighter in U.S. Senator Markwayne Mullin. Trump has selected a reliable champion of his immigration agenda, whom the White House said should be confirmed as quickly as possible. Do you think he's going to get confirmed?
I'll tell you who he should have put in there. He should have put in there Hillary Clinton. Did you see how pissed she was at Lauren Boebert for leaking a photo of her during her deposition a few days ago?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was
he
not
put Hillary Clinton in there for that.
Well,
She was livid.
The Oklahoma senator will inherit an agency that is expected to define both Trump's legacy and his own. Shortly after Trump announced his intention to have Mullin serve as the Homeland Security Secretary, Mullin said his focus will be to keep the homeland secure. And he says there's a lot of work that we can do to get the Department of Homeland Security working for the American people. After Mullin's new position was announced, Republican Senator Tom Tillis, who is an animal lover, who during the week's hearings sparred with Noam over admissions in her 2024 memoir that she shot her misbehaving puppy, shared a picture of Mullin's family to social media, saying that the senator is a great guy and a great choice to lead DHS. And Tillis also wrote this, another big positive, he likes dogs. And we have pictures.
Don't forget, she also shot her goat too.
Well, we have. So here are pictures of the parties that are taking place around the country.
Don't let me show this to Miss Lily because I don't see any Pomeranians in there, and she would be very upset.
I really like the DJ setup. You see those speakers?
I see the speakers, but why do they have those tourist binoculars behind? Where you're out looking, to look at the scenery.
I have no idea.
I don't either.
I thought you would like that.
It's cute, but like I said, Miss Lily would not be impressed because she's not represented.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. She's over here growling right now.
What now?
She's over here growling. You're lucky you're not here right now, or she'd probably
I'm lucky. Well,
bite you on the toe.
Bite me? I'm very nice. I
would
bribe her with milk bones.
This dog doesn't need bribe, but she loves everybody. If somebody is to break into this house, if I had like the family silver or something laying around, she'd help them carry it out.
Absolutely.
And then get mad that they're leaving. She'd want to start barking for them to come back and play a while. So
You're not going to believe this.
Oh no, we've run out of time again, haven't we?
Well, plug your talk on Sunday again.
Once again, it is going to be me, yours truly, at the Center for Spiritual Living in Midtown, in Atlanta, Sunday. And they are sponsors on New Thought Media Network. So
Absolutely.
you can come to New Thought Media Network's Facebook page and actually tune in live if you are of a mind to. It's 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and I know Rev. Case if we lead out the mountains. So 9 o'clock a.m. Mountain Time. And I will be speaking on the subject of deliberate creation versus creation by default.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's going to be a good talk. Now, if you do a good job,
Uh-huh.
I hear that RevDoc will replay it during the all-day Sunday Just to Talk series.
Yeah.
But that's only if RevDoc thinks that it's worthy
I'm gonna
of replay.
what is it that Edwin Gaines always says, that this is gonna blow his skirt up?
You think so?
I think so. It's gonna
Reverend
blow it
Jeff,
up so high he's gonna look like Marilyn Monroe in that old movie.
right.
What was that movie's name? Oh my gosh. I blank on the coolest stuff, and I can't remember.
Wasn't that just a photo? But that
was from a movie. That was from one of her movies. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's gonna look like Marilyn.
All right. Say goodbye, Reverend Jeff.
Bye, Reverend Jeff.
And we're done. Thank you so very much for being here this evening, here for the Friday evening fireside chat. It's good to see everyone. And join us next week. Share with your friends, especially those who don't like the news. I think we have a good time with it. And again, that do not let your heart be troubled. We are all going to get through this somehow. I know it looks pretty hopeless sometimes, but again, the hope comes from within us. And as we let our light shine in the world, again, that's what's going to start turning things around here in this country and in the world. On behalf of all of us here at your New Thought Media Network, I'm Reverend Michael. I'm going to wish you a very pleasant good night and a great week.
Thanks for joining us this evening for Friday's Fireside Chat with Pastor Michael Mangus. Join us again next week at 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain for more spiritual conversations for today. For more information and replays of past shows, please visit the New Thought Radio and Media Network's Facebook page. Until next week, may God bless you richly and abundantly.